Oh, hello there. Good morning again. It's a super early rise this morning. It feels like my eyeballs aren't even properly awake yet. My eyes are somewhere sore a little bit over here, so if I blink excessively or rub my eyes a lot, please forgive me. It's an early morning rise because there's a little bit of unexpected work travel involved today. Myself and another colleague slash friend, we have to go help out somewhere to get some work done as we in the financial year end. Big order of devices that need to come in that they asked us to go assist with. So here we are. But I still find it very, very weird, very, very strange how, yeah, man, when you set your mind to a task for the Lord, how it, if you set your mind and you make up your mind to do, that's what you're gonna do. That everything just it's like it just happens. If you're just gonna do it, then everything just comes along. I woke up with so much ease. I didn't get to bed earlier last night. I tried to, but I didn't. Yet I'm up earlier this morning, and I just got up. No snoozing of the phone, no struggle to get out of bed, nothing. Up, shower, get ready, go. Here I am. And then this beautiful a coffee kiss over here to help me get cracking and get going because whoo. So I was still actually I still spent time last night with the Lord in some prayer and some worship, going, okay, Lord, what am I doing with the message this morning? Because the timing is very weird, it's very different. What do I do? Where do I go with this morning's message? Do I do it? Do I do it in the morning? And well, here I am this morning. So yeah, God tells us where to go. He directs us, and I find out and I realize more and more that when God tells us where to go, He provides for where He needs you to be and where He needs you to go. And I didn't even realize that this is what God was already busy with last night to show me this, because he didn't say that we're doing the message last night. So I just went to bed chilling, knowing that, well, I'm getting up a little bit earlier this morning still, and I'm getting up doing this thing. So here I am, and I didn't even realize this. And then this morning I read where I'm in Kings, and I get to the first time I'm touching a little bit on Elijah in our journey this year, and it's quite so fitting how God has showed this to me now as I was busy getting ready this morning. So 1 Kings chapter 17 from verse 2. Then so this is the part where God sent Elijah first to a king to go tell him, listen, it's not going to rain here for some years. There's 3.5 years, I think. And then God directed him away. He said, go hide. So this is where we pick it up. He says, then the word of the Lord came to him, to Elijah, this is, and it says, get away from here and turn eastward and hide by the brook Cherith, which flows into the Jordan. And it will be that you shall drink from the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed you there. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord, and he went and stayed by the brook Cherith, which flows into the Jordan. The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning, and bread and meat in the evening. And he drank from the brook. And it happened after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. Then the word of the Lord came to him, saying, arise and go to Zarephath, not sure how that's pronounced, which belongs to Sidon, and dwell there. See, I have commanded a widow there to provide for you. So, Elijah went to the king and told him this stuff. And then I think it was quite fitting that the Lord took him away there, because I think when you pitch up to a king over here and go, hey, it's not going to rain here for a while, I'm just letting you know. And my words are, I'm a prophet of the Lord over here. And Elijah was a man on a different level. So I'm sure he didn't do it in an arrogant way. He probably walked with an unbelievable level of boldness and confidence in the Lord, and just spoke, coming through with that humility and the fear of the Lord. But I'm sure still, if you pitch up, you can upset a few people. That's probably why God said, okay, so hey, run eastward a bit over here, go hide over here. I'll get some people, some animals over there to take care of you, and you'll have plenty of water. And I think it's fitting, as I'm sharing this now. I'm thinking, why it specially states here that this little um, that this brook dried up is because God also showing to Elijah, you see what happens. No rain will bring no water. So just showing, okay, your words came true almost. Almost proving to him that listen to the power that I'm making go with you, sort of thing. That I am going before you. So yeah, quite interesting that one over there. So then he took care of him there for a while, and then God came to him and told him to move on. Another instruction with provision over there. Already told him, listen, so somebody's going to take care of you, but I need you to go there. And we'll get to this story. I think we may have touched on it before, but we'll get to him when he gets to this widow that God has commanded to take care of him over here. But I just want to let you know this morning, my friend, God will take care of you. If He tells you to do something, however crazy it might seem, however far-fetched, if He's planned it, he has planned it already, actually, by the time He told you. And he's put people in motion. He's put plans in motion. Even animals, in the case of Elijah over here, he's told to add to the equipped, the provision that's been made for you to complete the task that God has told you to do. And Elijah got up and left. He went. When God said go, Elijah went. God will never send you and leave you high and dry. Never, ever. He promises in His word that He'll always be with you. He says He'll never leave you nor forsake you. He promises that He goes before you. So by the time He told you, He's already laid out His plans, my friend. He just needs you to be of good courage. He needs us to step up, to step out in faith, even if we don't see, even if it seems crazy, man. And as I said, Elijah did exactly what the Lord told him also. Exactly. Obedience is key over here. But Elijah did nothing more ever and nothing less. Exactly what the Lord told him over here. Which brings me to something that I realize more and more every day, that as long as I do exactly what God tells me to do, right? As long as I do exactly what God tells me to do, it doesn't matter how crazy, how strange, how far-fetched, or even how impossible it sounds or seems. He will bless and provide exactly where His hand rests. And His hands rest on exactly what He tells you to do. That's why the Bible tells us to not look to the right or to the left. That's why the Bible tells us God commands the steps of a righteous man, because God tells us what to do all the time. In our asking, God says, yeah, I thought I was just spending time in a little bit of worship last night, and God was actually showing me something already about something that I didn't even know I was going to read this morning. If you understand what I'm saying over here, it's God's already planned this little event, and it worked. I hope I got what He meant to say to me. There's probably something else hidden in here as well. But God will reveal these things as we become obedient, as we walk for Him, as we live for Him. But you need to make up your mind. That is a very important step. For me, at least, it was. And I realized the more I make up my mind and go, Lord, there is no other way. This is it. I'm doing this. There isn't even an option. It's not a duty for me. It's a devotion. I love doing this for the Lord. In actual fact, more than anything I think I've ever liked doing in my life. It's so fitting and so fun. It becomes fun. So even the trials and tribulations, when you learn, as Paul says, that he rejoices in his infirmities, then it doesn't become such a terrible thing. Life becomes great because you're always constantly looking for the growth. You're looking for the good stuff that's coming out of all these things. And God provides all along the way. He's always there before me. It's crazy. It still feels crazy every single time this happens. But the more you pitch up, the more God brings, my friend. He will look after you. He will take care of you. He is always with you in every situation that you are facing, the good ones, the challenging ones, the troubling ones. If your heart is broken, if you are in a happy place, if you are whatever the burdens are that you're facing, God is with you, my friend, even in the tough times. Life isn't fair, and God doesn't allow these things to happen, I feel. It's because life isn't fair, and the enemy tries to derail everywhere you go. Anything you try and do, everywhere you go, the enemy tries to derail you, and that's why this terrible things happens. That's my thought towards it again, I feel. And yeah, but God is always with you, and it will be beautiful on the other side. There's an old saying that I'd like to leave you with this morning that I learned some years ago. I don't know if it's an actual saying, but I've heard it a few times between movies and series and people saying it all the time, that everything will be okay in the end. Great in God's terms, I feel. And if it's not okay, it's not the end.